sense. Like I don't need to have to be in a show to still exist online and on media. I love it.
Would you ever want to do a show again? Like if you like could, or would you?
Honestly, if you were to ask me right now, I don't need anything but what I'm doing right now. I love PodCo. I love all the people that I'm meeting.
Yeah.
So what we have is what is known as a parasocial relationship.
Yes, totally, 1,000%. Like I know you, I know everything about you, I know your songs.
Oh, good. And that's the thing is like I know Trisha and I've commented on her stuff and I fell in love with her mostly on TikTok. And I was like, wait, what's the deal? She's so funny, she's so cute, she's so cool, and she's so interesting. And it's like one of the downsides about being online, I'm sure, and then when you become a mom, I'm curious about how you're seeing and feeling about, if you don't mind, you don't have to answer this, but like it's one thing for you to like insult me or like the work I've done or me leaning into nostalgia, but it's another thing that if you bring my kids into it, like I'm gonna throw hands.
Yeah.
And
it's
I'm
a whole
gonna
different thing.
find your profile. I'm not just gonna block it.
Oh yeah. Dude, I found him. I did a whole documentary on Reddit. I had a horrible snark Reddit that was like posting pictures of her doctor, like all this stuff like that, like just making fun of her, like showing where her future schools would be.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. So I did a whole documentary. I had a whole crew come out. It was like a month process, and I did this whole documentary. I like hired a private investigator.
So like you did a troll hunter.
Yeah.
Like,
1,000%. 1,000%. And ultimately, I don't even know if it'll come out because it worked. Now all my snark Reddits are taken down. The minute one is created, it gets taken down within 20 minutes.
They're like, yeah, we don't fuck with Trisha.
Yeah, I don't know. I called Reddit. I went on this like website to get everybody who worked at like Reddit. I like said this is happening to like a minor, like all this stuff like that. So I'm very much that. I like spent probably a month of my time and like hundreds of thousands of dollars to like track all these people down and stuff because I was like, that is like I literally don't care about me, but you're like posting like her school or like where she goes, and I'm just like what doctor she's at. I was like,
and how does your husband deal with all that? Like, how did he react to that?
He's like. He handled things a lot more like calmly, but we didn't know we had to do something because it was kind of like, okay, this is just the internet. It's just
getting
internet.
worse.
Yeah, but when it's like your child and stuff like that. So I post her on TikTok and Instagram. I don't really like vlog, like I don't like do daily vlogs with her or anything like that.
I don't feel that. And honestly, it's like so. I obviously
do you post her your kids?
Okay, so I will. And then this is great. I'm so glad we're talking about this. So occasionally I will get told by whoever's closed a deal for me that like, hey, just so you know, like it's an American Girl doll deal and they would really love it if the girls were a part of this. It's the doll, this is the perfect example. So it was a throwback 90s doll that just came out and it was absolutely adorable. And my girls actually really do love the dolls. So they sent us everything from the line and I always feel so like special when they send like a full line or a lot of free stuff. I'm like, that doesn't happen that much to me.
Really?
Because I'm not in the beauty space and the fashion space. Right. And I don't do enough of that. I probably should, so I could get more free shit.
I never get free stuff either.
No,
I get nothing for free.
That's ridiculous.
Nothing.
You deserve all the boxes of shit. I just literally just shop way too much from Amazon, and so that's why I have boxes.
Same.
But they sent the whole line, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. But here was the thing. First of all, like I'm very tempted to like take a portion of whatever if they're happening to be a part of the deal and be like, we're putting this away for them. Like this is put away for them. Just so like they can't be compensated now, but like if we can save it for them and put in a savings account or something, that might make sense.
Right.
This is just a theory. But then the other part of that is if it is going to disturb her day or like take away from her day and she doesn't want to do it or it's not fun, she doesn't like the dolls, like we're not doing it. Yeah. And even if we are doing it, we're doing it fast. We're doing it fun. She won't even know that we're like doing it kind of thing, you know?
Just as if she was naturally playing with them.
Totally. Yeah. And like there was a couple things I was like, hey, can you say this or whatever, you know? And she totally got into it.
Really?
And then I was terrified.
She's like gonna be in your footsteps. She's gonna be like a child star.
I was like, oh no, you said that way too well. And then, you know, when she asked me the other day, she's like, hey mama, I really want to make a toy like LOL doll, like whatever thing, where I'm playing with the dolls and opening. I want to open up an egg or something.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh god damn it.
Wow. Are you gonna let her? Are you like going to?
I don't know.
Yeah. I always wonder with people like you that were in the entertainment industry young, I always ask people this because I always wanted to be a child actor. Okay. And my daughter too, we're like, well, you know, we've gotten.
She's so cute.
Yeah. People were like, they wanted her in this commercial and we were like kind of debating on it. And we're like, well, we probably should. And we ended up doing it. And she like loved it. I mean, she's literally 9 months old and she's like smiling and loving it. But I'm like, I wonder, you know, people always say they get messed up and stuff. Would you let your children be actors?
Okay. So everybody that asks me that question, I always say I want them to have an appreciation for the arts first, because there's a big difference between like loving the art form of it and then monetizing it. So I do think that there is a difference, and if you really want to know that is what makes the difference, is that if they're just playing and having fun and using their imagination and honing their craft over time, as long as it's not too competitive too soon, so that they can actually grow into the idea of it being a discipline for them, then like, that's like very holistic and like cool.
Yeah.
But when things are, dare I say it, perverted, like really like kind of like that's too soon, that's too fast. Like Dakota Fanning doing like an RAPE scene. I spell things because that's, when they get older, you will start to.
How old was she?
She was like, I don't know, like 10 or something.
I don't even think they're like
that.
allowed. I didn't know they were allowed to do that.
It was quote unquote scandalous, but in a way that was promoting the fucking movie. Like I remember it coming out in like the early 2000s or something like that, and it was like a means to like, it wasn't like let's condemn the filmmakers and like what were the measures they took to whatever. Look, there's just not enough infrastructure. I've told this before, and I'm a broken record on it. So I just think that like if you can be that infrastructure for your child, then great, you're gonna be fine. I mean, if there's somebody that knows red flags, it's you.
Right, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, in the industry.
I mean, that I don't know, like with TV shows, when I hear these stories, like Corey Feldman's very outspoken about this stuff, like, you know, when I hear these things, I'm like, whoa, like that's so crazy, like how would they not know? How would parents, because parents will say, I didn't know, and I'm like, do you actually not know? Because I don't know, I was never on sets, I don't know how this works. Like, are you left alone by yourself as a child?
Just because a person is on a set, it doesn't mean that they're like better of a person. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. It's like, okay, like we walk out through the door and we're still people. And you're still a predator, potentially. I think like once you become that parent, you're like, I think I will always say to myself, there are so many people out there that could potentially be something that could be a danger. Yeah. And so I don't trust nobody.
Yeah, that's the way to go. Same.
I don't trust nobody.
I don't either. Yeah.
I can only imagine. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that mother to mother.
Yeah.
You know, you are a person, and that's not, you shouldn't have to deal with that.
It is awful. It is awful just by association. Like she gets all this hate. But at the same time, it's like I love to post her like on Instagram. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not gonna not share her.
You also have a lot of people who love you very much, right?
Yeah,
and like,
I feel like it.
Yeah, and like I saw this really beautiful video of you, and you were on tour. You posted it, and you're like, I miss being on tour.
Yeah, it was like, reminds me. I'm like, oh man, because you know, since lockdown, I got married, then I got pregnant, so I've been like in my house. Yeah,
I've actually witnessed this. Yeah, and I was like, is her life moving really fast, or has it just been a long time?
It's crazy, and I haven't like left my house, so all this has been like in our house. We dated in my house, so everything. So it's been years. So I just forget that I'm like, you know, can do stuff, and I miss all of it. And seeing people do like podcasts and stuff like that, I'm just like, oh god, I need to get out there and do stuff, because I really loved like.
This is for you.
Yeah,
it's literally social media mixed with talking.
Yeah.
So I need you to come on Big Name Bitches, which is my newest podcast, and I'd love you to be on it. Please come and visit us.
I would love to. Yeah, you were showing me pictures, and I was like, that looks so much fun.
And so speaking of goals, like other than that, like do you have other goals? Are there other like characters that you want to have fun with? Is there like... or is it just like we don't know what we're getting from Trisha ever?
I feel like that's just me in general. I don't know. I love TikTok because you can do it from home. So like I think that's why, because that's how I found like you. Just like connecting with people on TikTok is different. It's weird because I like the YouTube videos, like the hiking ones, but like TikTok is so quick and you just see and you're like, oh, this is so cool. You know what I mean? And I love just doing TikToks. I love doing cosplays and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really do love being a mom, and I really do love, like we did this commercial with her. I really do love being on set with her, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to be that pusher just because I wanted this. Yeah. You know, and she's a baby, so obviously you have to make the decisions for them. I was like, she did not choose this. I'm like, well, as a parent. Like,
well, to be honest, if you're doing it as a baby, she won't know the difference.
Yeah, right? She's and they're really strict. Like they only do like less than an hour of shooting like at a time. Like it's very, very strict. And
you won't know the difference, and you can obviously be very close by. I think the problem is like when it's like you get farther and farther away, and then there's longer and longer hours, and then like how are you supposed to still manage your career with that other person? So technically, like something's gonna give.
Yeah, I have like right now my like it's just passive income. Like social media, like YouTube's gone down. TikTok pays nothing, which is like crazy.
Why do we use it? It's like the boyfriend that like, why do we go back to him?
It's true. I mean, it is. I mean, it's cool because you get so many views on there, and you're just like, it blows my mind because I'm like, wow, there's like more views than I ever got on. Like,
well,
YouTube,
and actually, let's talk about the communities. The difference in communities. Wild to me that based on what app you're using. So like, obviously, we talked about Reddit being super, super snarky. Yeah, and also kind of like low key dangerous.
It's very dangerous. They can post everything and anything.
And Twitter can be like that too.
Right.
But Twitter has, I think, a little bit more diversity, whereas I feel like Reddit is almost exclusively a very negative experience.
I haven't seen like a positive Reddit.
Never.
Thanks so much for checking out this clip for the Vulnerable Podcast. For the full episode, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel. That link is in the description. Thanks again.